Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to go ahead and do the deep dive look in second medium reading about Karen Read. So in the last 24 hours, it's July 19th, she was acquitted from the second degree manslaughter on Officer O'Keefe. Now, when we look at it and we say that we can't get a day, and we can't get a gay, and we can't get a may, and we can't have a say, you can't be a lay, of a bay, of a day, of a may, of a say, of a knee, you have to say, what are you talking about, Jennifer? It really goes to a ghost of a show when it shows that O'Keefe was a little bit of an Irish mafia mob. The way it played out was like a continuum, a cantantum, to a degree, even if he didn't like raise his right hand to that or anything of that. It was in like a line stream, a bloodstream to a degree. So when I see it as a psychic and I see it all fall out and play out, and that you come out like this, and then you literally have everyone wearing pink. You have to say, just sit and watch. Just literally sit and watch. It's like clockwork on how it falls and plays out. So when I actually see it and I actually do it and I play it out, I can see and get it out, but I can't say it. I can't say it. And you go, say, day, nay, lay, ni. You're right up to the Khazarian Mafia, which everyone is talking about at this time. So when I look at it and I say, there really is something going on, it is going to pop off, it is going to trigger an alert system, it is going to trigger a lot of emotions, up to a repeat and repeat of a state claim of Boston and Ireland to Rhode Island to Florida to all of it. And you go right up there to the 90s where JFK Jr. was with his fiance. You can't even say it out loud. So what is true? So what we see is as Karen was intoxicated with the officer, her boyfriend at the time, and that they had crashed the vehicle. And when that happened, there were some injuries, there were some issues that happened. And when it came to it, it went to a through. So when you actually look at it through and to a through, you go, no can do, no can do. But basically what I see as a psychic that is very like coinciding to coinciding is that, Karen Read with Officer O'Keefe, with Jennifer Faber-Dulos, it had to do with a party, a game night. Is odd. It really is odd. But I mean, there's really nothing to look at. I mean, people get together and they play games. It really is. So when you see it and you go, no, 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 you can't even. This Chariot card really is this driving force. And when you see driving force, you go, car, no show, no show, no show. When it goes to game night, you have to say all is a two of a true of a boo of a loo of a sue of a goo. So basically, that's an all way of saying that they're going to drive you insane until they bring you in on the basis of known and literally fingerprint you to where it is a like onslaught of slew of charges that you get sued, and it's legal and lawful, though you have nothing to give. So when you see this Knight of Pentacles on the card on the table, it goes like throwing it out the door and out of the window to a whole lot of scary. When you see this to the Hierophant, it's so dictative that you can't even believe how hard it was to get like a Don move. So you're on the same page with the Don, and you say, is it President Donald J. Trump? And you say, no, there's no steal. There's no steal. Like, there's nothing. There's like, it's like underground patriot. It's Like, how dare you do this to our officers? Like, I can't be held liable. I had rights and I used my rights and I left the scene. What we know too with law enforcement, even if you're dating, you're liable to held accountability to your bank account. Everything is looked into. So when you see it and you say, she was acquitted, okay, that's all we need to know. So when you look at it and you see the Knight of Wands in reverse, it goes through and to and true and through. But let's talk about past life, like instances, past eras and lifetimes, on how these women all go about to what they call the days, to the lays, to the bays, to the says, to the nays, to the GAEs. They all have a feminine name in Gaelic. But why is the Italian mob and mafia using it? So when I see the Knight of Wands, it is a hold, stay put, but it is like a gaslighting. Fulfilled wishes at this point. At this point, when you see the Five of Wands, you can't even see it like through on a lesson of a struggle. But when it comes into, you can't even like boo or sue or goo or loo or moo to be too true. It's all these sayings that come out and everyone runs it down each way and form. So most can't read inference. So when I say inform, my grandmother would have been like this. I'm going to go to the beach. So when we go this and you say the Queen of Wands is not sitting pretty, it is the way that like the women sit and the men stand and like they're really uncomfortable that you can't get it done at all. The Hermit goes, no, you can't even believe how hard it is to actually get an out. Held liable and accountable. Once you're in, you're in. All forms. All forms. So when you actually see it and you go, there is something else going on and I'm held liable to the highest degree of none. And they go, no, it's NUN. I saw it on TikTok. You go, there it is. There's Susie Q running the mill of the river of the bay. Solitude. They came in solid and they were good. I really saw that. And that's all you hear into the media. But as it played out, it was respectful. It really was hinterful. It was the highest degree of known to be like down to your bone, bare bone, where it was true. It was true. It was a mistrial. There's really nothing that you can do. There was a lot of interference. So what are you going to do or say? It really is this. When you go and there's no getting together, it actually is a little like par for the course, par apart. What is looked into? Every angle, everything and anything is something and nothing. Even if you remembered a hinkling of your past life, they're going to find it. It's not illegal. This is old nostalgia. It still runs, depending if it fits the bill. So, was there a selling of oneself? This card question came right out because that is the Queen of Pentacles, and that keeps coming in the draw out as a psychic. It's odd of selling of oneself. It's not, and it's not well secure. And when you see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse to the Queen of Swords in reverse, it really is nasty. It really is. But and then you go, it's telling oneself there's no logic. You actually have to do like cognitive exams. You have to do a lot of medical exams out there to see exactly what was true and what was not. Was that in court, all forms? Because you're really in court, like I've said before, when you go out to the gas station, they already put judicial on you because of the way you looked. I mean, you wore a sweatshirt and it was black or gray that day. Now, when you say it and you go, here it is, it's right there, balance, temperance. How are they walking? Is it a kick up of a tick up to the lick of the mick of the beck? And it goes, this has got to be an Irish run all over again. It really will. It will keep going despite if she's acquitted and despite if she's cleared of charges, that she will live it out for years, no matter what. Just like Gypsy Rose, just like Wade Wilson. They literally have to sit there and they have to take it, even if proven innocent in a court of law, all forms. So when you see it, you go, they usually are made comfortable because they crack after, because they're running, keeping up, to the point where they haven't cried yet. So when you see this and you see the Two of Wands and you go, you can't even believe it, how hard it is to see this through. You can't even at all. It really is not at a jurisdiction to a juxtapose to the way it comes out with hand signs. It's illegal. So when you do it and you see the Seven of Wands to the Two of Wands, you can't even get it out. You can't even get it out at all. This is bad. This is really bad. Now, looking at other lifetimes, the way that women were when mob, mafia, gang, and cartel and all of it came in through, the women were at home, and they were at home on a stay put on what they call the stadence order. And the stadence order used to be where they were impeded to a highest law of known of like a family, like family law, and it went no. So as it went through it, yes, it is true, but I'm able-bodied. And you go, yeah, you work for two. So they would test their women and children on the fact that they could do 2 people's jobs to 5 people's jobs in the home, walking around like a loon and talking it out while everyone listened through. When you see this and you see the Sun card in reverse, it caused chaos in the neighborhood because someone heard it, felt it, saw it true, and now they're living it out, even the kids. So when I see it and I see the Page of Cups in reverse, you go, They come in and they listen at their time. It's not time for a knock on the door. You're not done. I tell you when you're done. All heritage and culture. So now you're at 2025. You're not done. They're going to say. And they're going to say, you're going to go live it out. Now that you're acquitted, now it's in the media, and that you're cleared of charges, you got to show us how able-bodied you are, that you can still contend out in public and defend yourself without any legal representative because of falling short. Overnight almost, they would say to some people. That is like how heinous. How well can you stand up for yourself? So I went to the Page of Cups to this 10 of Cups. It really was like this young offering, usually like a contentment order towards the family. And it really was a good, but it was nasty justice. So in like 2025, They wouldn't really offer anything until they went through court, went through all the rigmarole, and then they say, you know what, you actually do well. How about this? That it like it's almost rare. So to see something like Gypsy Rose actually get a TV show right off the bat as she gets out of prison, you have to say, did you earn it? To a degree, she actually went through trial prior because of Munchausen's by proxy. Her parents made her sick intently to live off the system. She had to go to prison to rehab because she was heinous. Heinous. So when you see it and you go, she's walking and talking and looking really well. She's got a family now, and she shows exactly how it is after. You can't even verklemp. They're not happy. Like nobody is happy on the way it played out. Down to the Menendez brothers. They're not happy. Why is the public not content with the way? Because we wanted justice. We wanted innocent and continue on until proven guilty. There's something more. When I say leave it alone, bet you any money, there's something else out there that's going to go, Karen, I need to talk to you about something. Yep, it's still going to show up. What led it to that point? Because usually officers don't drive drunk. So when you look at it and you go, the Six of Pentacles really is paperwork on the table, and everything, and like pushing buttons and communications everywhere. The Five of Swords will come in through when you're looking at Washington D.C. and they had the police unity tour. I had to say Dominique Pelletier out of Connecticut did it well, riding her bike down. Is that political, or is that a failure of policy and procedure on the Connecticut state? It probably wasn't the best, since he probably is an affiliate of the cartel and the mob at that time. I wouldn't put, she's surrounded by officers, but there is like a no carry of your pistol permit over state lines. They have to be adherent to the law too. So what is true and what is going on? It's not a witch hunt. It's not a throwing under the bus, but it's adherence to the law and to the rule. And that is how it's been over 50 to 70 years, that even the women are adherent in military and all. So when it comes down to me being a military wife and growing up around law enforcement, adherence at all costs, to where they're going to listen to everyone in the area. They already know. They already know what's going on. It's not a surprise. That's voyeurism. No, his policy, procedure, and protocol, especially after 9/11. When I see this Five of Swords, though, it is at night, N-I-T-E. There really is no thief or anything of that nature. But it really does complete a cycle. A cycle when I see the World card. When I look at it, it says securement. It's money. They're not allowed to work. They can't live off the system. They're able-bodied. They're like rock bottom alchemy. Nothing. They have nothing. They have to live, and then the family members who were afloat have to, and then that becomes a driving force in. Do you see where this is going? So when you see the High Priestess, you go, it really is true energy coming in. True energy coming in. And it really does hurt when you actually see it. But what really hurts is actually other things that come through. This is part of the deep dive look in, where we had an incident of other officers here in the state of Connecticut and in Massachusetts and in Kansas who are retired, who went to, like, other officers did a wellness check on them, and they were found not alive. Horrid egg. That's usually not a sign of an officer. but it's odd. So usually when it happens, it usually is rank. Rank has to come in and say there's something else going on. When you see the Two of Swords come in, did they find it? I bet you any money. A lot of times it's the dog. The dog finds it first. The animals, then the kids, and then they bring it to the parents. And then somebody gets dinged. This Two of Swords really does sit like well and unwell. They have like chronic colds during this because they're constantly getting thrown energy. So as I've talked about before, energy can be clear, it can be opaque, it can be cloudy, it can be all sorts of things, and they're getting dinged everywhere. All of a sudden, when you see the Hanged Man and they really don't speak, it meant that they got slammed, and it really hurts. It really hurts. Yep. So basically, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. When you see the Page of Swords, it comes in swiftly. They throw energy everywhere, even like inmates. They'll throw energy at you. So when I say that and I say, no, I'm not going through it, that's just how I am as a psychic. Let's go to the poker cards. What else do we need to know about Karen Read? So in this form of nostalgia, they're really going to look more on like a golden factor from legal and judicial at this time. I really don't see anything with military, but I do see something of sitting in a home with plants and animals, sitting alone, contented as it goes about, because it's still going about. Because the strange phenomena is that all in that year, up to 64 officers passed away. 64 officers' funerals. So when it went to actually a few, everyone went no. And then our animals went no. Up to like assaulted children. It was odd. Military members are like, where are they? This Two of Clubs actually goes to the point where you say, maybe I will have a roommate. So then you have this instance of this roommate out in Minnesota, and the media goes, that man dressed as an officer, he's an officer. And then all of a sudden you're looking like, how come roommate you didn't notice, like this is odd, like he's wearing a mask, he's wearing an officer's uniform. So at a 10, it like in DC, this is like diamonds in the rough when that comes through. To the King of Spades, everyone's looking around the country like, what else is that? That's what that card's energy is. Bring out on a draw out. So when you see the Queen of Diamonds, you say, do you need anything else? Do you need groceries? Do you need for you extra like bucks or anything like that? And you go, yep, here it is. Here's the pair. It's the Queen and the King of Diamonds. And you say, holy cow, you can't sew your ripped uniform. Because we had to show. We had to show something. The Six of Diamonds goes, here it goes. I need money for uniforms. No can do. I'm sitting here because I found it. I swear to God. Nine of Spades. I don't know where you're going or drawing at it by yourself, but it is true. It is true. What is this coming through? I got a headache. Like somebody hit across the head with a baseball bat because of this. It's disgusting. Disgusting how it plays out afterwards. Because they know it and they hear it and they feel it and they see it, but they can't get it out. Let's go to the Animal Spirit Oracle. Now, I see that it meant through like mutual friends. I see how it all like played out. There really wasn't anything new, But let me tell you, they will see it right off the bat. Uncanny characteristics in anyone. Stand next to them. Because you say, what did you do? What did you do? You can't even see it coming. When I see the dragon, and they talked about crocodile eyes to the hummingbird, there's something about this dragon, hummingbird. It's blocked to the mouse, to the snake. I see this in like bars, like in the 90s, like 80s and 90s, sitting in a bar, talking, just having fun with friends, playing games. To where you see actual children, like almost like a wolf, just sitting and watching. When I see the dolphin, I definitely see summertime more with the dolphin with Karen Reed in the ocean. When I see this, I actually see the show Firefly. When I see this Black Swan event, to Swan, unfolding. Look at Iran, look at Israel, look at, I don't know why I'm saying Pakistan, Kyrgyzstan, like far Eastern Europe, like near Russia. There's something about this looking over with this peacock with it. And when you see the zebra, it is the chase of the mouth. I'd have to say, like, actually look at their like oral health. A lot of these individuals. When you see this and you see octopus, it is a type of game. It's old. When I see lizard, it's right at the ground. Right at the ground. Starfish, beach. When I see fish, you can't even do. Something about bases. I wouldn't put it at military bases, but bases around water. Frog, like a child's beach toy. Horse is a creepy game if a gang is playing horse at a basketball court. When you see earthworm, fishing, earthworms, like digging for earthworms to go to the pond or the river. You see a canoe. When you see the canoe, you go, you can't even believe how hard it was put into someone to go and do it. How are they putting it into? They don't do instilling because of the HIV AIDS epidemic. They don't do those things. They don't do ins on people anymore. They don't, like, you shouldn't be doing that, be inside somebody else's body. They used to do that all the way up to the 1970s. When I see this, I see a military base. When I see this, I see another military base, very similar with sand. When you see the back, I see planes. When I see this, I actually see rope in a tradition of a cutter. And when I see this and I see dragonfly, I actually have to say, actually look for the butterflies outside in like the trees. When you see the hawk, you're gonna just know, like, just go and do what you gotta do, whatever routine you see it. When I see hyena, there's something of like politics and politicians walking about and looking. And when you see the deer, it's actually like down south, like Carolinas. When you see the cosmic egg, it's a drink, like a protein drink. And when you see cobra, you go, there it is. It's a little standoffish. And that's all you need to know out of that deck. It's a playfulness on like a Mad Max run, down to movies. So with that being said, as everything all falls apart, like bindings, like books, like everyone's looking through old books on trying to like do something with this like energy that's just energy off this court case. Here it is. Going back to Karen Read, there is something in an alleviation of a loss. Again, the Chariot driving force. Intuitive measure, instinctive measure, gust and force of wind. Three of Pentacles. I don't see people working around, not even friends, but secured. Like everything is secured. So when I see it, happy. Everything is happy. It's supposed to play out like this. The Knight of Cups actually comes in and goes, there's nasty emotions all of a sudden. Normal. Everyone is based on opinion, on what they see and what they hear. When it actually is a difference of opinion like that, all in array, there's something else still going on, though we still fight for the justice of Officer O'Keefe. All of them, in a way. So when you see it and you go, what is the strength? In a way. I don't know why I hear the word ilium. It's like chalky. Like actual, they have to look at nuclear medicine on many people afterwards. CAT scans, MRIs. To see what is true and what is not. Uncanny facial expressions of people all of a sudden. You go through it to the highest degree unknown at all. Feminine energy. Yep. 5 of Wands in reverse. You go, you didn't want masculine energy and there's no kings, and you go, it is political. Is it a hate crime? Run it down. Like, see it. Absolutely see it. When you see the Seven of Cups, it's like weighing out options that look so far-fetched. Nothing is far-fetched at this point. Anything goes in rows. To the bows, to the toes, of the mows, of the lows, to the Southwest Grill. You can't even see it coming through. 10 of Swords. With the Emperor. You do, like, it really hurts with that masculine energy. But you can't even go to the casino without it being heard. Normal. That is where they sit well and pretty. Not a bad thing to go to the casino and have a bite to eat and see a show. Really isn't. Now, going back a little bit farther, excuse me, and that's where all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my God, what did they do? That's what I hear in the background. In a 2 to 3 days to like 23 days to like 1 to 3 years. What did they do? This was nasty. You can't even see it coming. Normal. There's really nothing normal. Here we go. And that's what they say. Nothing normal. Everything is known about her, NOAN. It's an odd curse that comes in. And this odd curse that comes in about her comes in like few and through to a thorough investigation on why whey protein is illegal post review of a known source to get a GE appliance on a way to unknown NWN to be alone LOAN to a ALONE to a bone, down to bone. It's odd. But basically all you need to know is that some things need to be reviewed. And that's all you need to know. No, natural on how they literally live it out. Let's go to the Literary Witches Oracle. What else do we need to know about Karen Read as a psychic medium deep dive look in? I have this sense of that they feel better, they feel free. I have this sense that they're going forward on a march. And when they go forward on a march, they can't really do much. It really should be. But just watch. Just watch. There's a sense of freedom, endurance. When I see the eye in history, it is a look about. So it says stop right there. There's something about vision. Vision. When you look at the eye in this card, seeking answers, seeing clearly, paying attention. It really is. I feel like a lot of people are. Here it is. I don't know why people troll. When it came to this, and then here, and it came to this, and it came to this, and this. Go look at the house. Go look at the condo. Go look at everything as it played out. And that's really all you need to know. So with that being said, that is how it goes. Let it play out. Watch and listen. Literally test yourself as you sit there and say, did we get it? Was it actually like true? Was everything the way it's supposed to be? And that's all you need to know. So with all due respect, we wish the best for Karen Read on her new ventures in this court case is what we see as a psychic medium deep dive look in. And with that being said, leave a like, a comment, a share, an email is greatly appreciated. A subscribe, that is appreciated too. And we will talk to you soon.